asked you guys if, since you guys seem to be liking this whole ghosting story, I was curious to know if you guys want to hear about my interesting dating life after I finally moved on from Denmark and I put myself back in the market. Well, here we are, and this is going to be one of the stories of many that I have of my horrendous dating life. And I mean horrendous. Hello, gorgeous. Welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new. And if you are new, feel free, click that subscribe button down below. I would love for you guys to be a part of my YouTube family. I did a whole series on how my boyfriend of 1 year ghosted me, which now I have 2 parts, as you guys can see. So if you guys want to watch that series, I will link it down below. It is juicy, very, very juicy. So if you haven't seen it, 10 out of 10 recommend. Thank you guys once again for so much support on both of the parts for that series, and as well as thank you so much for all of the new followers that have head over to my Instagram, which promo Nicoletta XOYT. You can always join me as well, and thank you for all your private messages. I actually was answering a ton of you before I started filming this video, so thank you. I love you guys so, so much. But enough of the mush. I'm gonna get into why you guys clicked this video. And no, this is not clickbait. This is just my life. It is my real life, and unfortunately, it was not very good. So a lot of you guys may know that I am in a relationship right now, but before I met Nicholas, I had to go through a lot of frogs to get to where I am right now. So this is gonna be the story about the time that I found out I was the other woman. And I want to just throw out right off the bat that this was not planned, and I did not want to be the other woman, and I did not know I was the other woman, because that is just not my jam. I am not for that, and that is not me. So let's get that clear right from the beginning. Comment any of your dating stories down below, or anything around this subject. I love reading your stories. It honestly makes me feel so connected to you guys. We're all like best friends, and I just feel like today I'm gonna sit down. You guys already know I have my iced coffee, and we are gonna sit down like girlfriends and best friends and just talk like I would if I was talking to my best friend and telling her my horrendous dating life, which my friends all know about, and it was an ongoing joke, not going to lie. Let's just jump right into the story time. So like I said, after I got ghosted by my boyfriend, I did not date for at least a good solid year. I did not even think about going on a date. That just did not cross my mind. I was tainted. I just could not trust no one, and I just didn't want anything to do with going on dates. But I finally was like, you know what? I'm going to go back on the dating game. And to be honest, I never was someone before that to really date much, so I didn't have too much experience going on dates. But let me tell you, I got enough experience now on dates that I will never want again, and I am happy that I finally found Nick, and I don't have to experience all this crap anymore in my life. This is going to be one of the first dates I ever went on after I was ghosted, and this was not a very good date to get back into the dating pool, let me tell you. So let's start off and rewind back to some point in 2016 is when I officially met this person, and we are going to call him Alex for the sake of this video. So his name is not Alex, but we're gonna call him that. So Alex actually went to my gym, and I have seen Alex around for probably 5-6 years at my gym, just seeing him there, and we just never talked. I'm not someone too that goes to the gym and really talk to people. I was just there to work out, and you know, I would see like kind of the recurring people that would always go. And one night my girls and I decided to go out and have a little girls' night out in downtown Toronto, which is where I am from. I am from Toronto, so we decided to go to one of the clubs in downtown, and I was so excited to just have a girls' night. Those are always the best nights. I love getting ready with my girls and just listening to music. When we were out at this club in downtown Toronto, we were just having fun and dancing, and I got a tap on my shoulder. So I turn around and it's Alex. So I did recognize Alex. He went to my gym, and I've seen him on and off for so many years, so I did recognize him, but I never really met him. So he was just like, hey, like, you go to my gym, I see you there all the time at LA, which is where I go. And he's like, my name is Alex, what is your name? Pretty much just flirting with me and trying to finesse me and just compliment me and say that he's always thought I was cute and he would love to, you know, get to know me. We did dance a little bit. He asked for my number, so I gave it to him, and then that was it for the night. My friends and I just, you know, we went home that night and had like a girls' night in, sleepover, and I remember I was kind of excited that I met this person because I've seen him at my gym. I thought he was always pretty cute. He seemed really nice, friendly, and funny, so I was kind of excited because I hadn't had a crush on someone in a long time, and it was kind of exciting to finally get that feeling back where you have a crush on someone. That's always like the best stage, I feel like, when something's new and it's fun and it's interesting and different. So that was really exciting, and I remember the next morning he started off the morning by saying good morning, and he was so happy he met me and he would love to take me out on a date. I was like, you know what? Let's go for it. We're gonna go on a date. Which, looking back right now, was probably one of the worst mistakes. I should have probably just said no. But I was like, you know, why not? I'm just gonna give him a chance. I don't know where this is gonna go, but let's just go on a date and see how this goes. So we planned a date, set it all up. He picked me up, took me out, and the date actually went really well. Usually first dates are really awkward and can be really uncomfortable sometimes, but this date actually went well. There was no awkwardness and we got along pretty well, and we just got to know each other a little bit more. He was definitely flirting with me and complimenting me all night, and he wanted to already proceed on a second date, and I was like, you know what, why not? So we ended off that date and he just continued to text me, and we were planning to actually go on a second date. You guys will see a lot of these stories, really, the internet and social media really allow me to find everything out. I just feel like social media is the way that we catch a lot of cheaters these days. I was on my Instagram, and we didn't follow each other on Instagram or social media or anything. I just had his number, so all we have been doing was texting. And I noticed he commented on one of my friend's photos, and it was one of my guy friends from the gym. We did have like some mutual acquaintances, so I had a lot of like mutual followers to him because I met them at my gym. And when you go to the gym so much and you see the same people, you usually end up saying, hi, how are you? Blah, 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 and then you're following them on Instagram. So I noticed he commented, I'm gonna add him on Instagram since this is going so well. He already went on a date and it went well, and we're planning to go on a second one. So I click Alex's name. Boy, was I not expecting this. When I click his name, I notice I was blocked on Instagram. Why did he block me? It's funny when someone blocks you because it's so obvious, because when I went on Alex's account, which I will pop up a screenshot, it will say no posts yet, but it will tell you how many photos they have on their account, how many followers are following them back, and as well as how many followers they're following. So it is just so obvious that you're blocked because they do have posts, but it just says that because they blocked your account. First off, I'm thinking, I never even gave him my social media. I wasn't very open to tell people what my socials were right away, right when I meet them, because I know I have YouTube and I don't want people to find my YouTube right away and just like watch all my videos. So that was always just kind of weird for me. So I never told him yet what my socials were. And so he must have definitely found me through maybe like our mutual acquaintances and found my account. He probably has seen it before, because let's be honest, a lot of people know a lot of things before meeting you because of social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything you name it. People probably know something about you. There's something in the internet world that everyone knows now. And keep in mind that he's not ghosting me or anything, or he's not trying to like get rid of me, because when I'm finding all this out, he actually set up the second date with me, and he was like still texting me and talking to me, and we were actually gonna go on a second date, and he was still continuing with it. I kind of wanted to do my little sneaky detective work and figure out why I'm blocked on Instagram. So I go on my Facebook and I type in his name, because on his Instagram it says like his full name. So I was able to find out what his last name was from his Instagram. So I searched it up and I found his Facebook page. Guys, Alex had failed to tell me that he was in a 10-year relationship. Yeah, so there's that. Yep. My jaw hit the floor. Are you kidding me? Is this real life right now? Is he really in a 10-year relationship? I look on his Facebook and they're definitely still in a committed relationship. It says in a relationship still on Facebook with the girl's name. They have so many photos, so many like celebrating Valentine's, birthdays. And she just posted the day before our date a photo of them and tagged him in it, and it was on his page. Like the day before, saying, I love you. I can't make this stuff up. I literally can't. When I saw that, I was shocked. I was disgusted and disturbed. This F-boy. We are not here for this. So I keep looking and I really find out that they are totally together. And the funny part is the girl's name was the same name as my name. So we had the exact same name. What are the chances we have the same name? So this player won't even get us mixed up because we have the same name. You know, there's a player and he mixes up girls' names. Well, he won't have that problem because we have the exact same name. So he never has to worry about swapping or mixing up our names. So I found that quite coincidental and shocking. After I find that all out, he's still like messaging me and like acting like normal, and I'm kind of just going with it because I'm like that. I go with it a little bit and then bam, we call them out. Right when I find all this information out, of course, I call up my girlfriends and I tell them what the heck I found, and they were so disgusted and we were just all disgusted, and I was just disturbed, and I was like, well, of course I'm not going to continue this and I'm gonna end it because I am not that type of girl. I am not a homeworker and I'm not about to wreck that, and especially now that I know, I'm just not like that. That is just not for me. Goodbye. We are not doing that. So I ended up just calling him out and messaging him and basically saying like, oh, I know that you have a relationship and that you're with someone, you're cheating on her. And he went crazy, guys. First off, at the beginning, he was denying it, and then he was saying like, no, I don't, we're having issues. That's always the words you hear. No, you're cheating on her and you got caught. Then he started getting really aggressive and really rude and just really pushy, and I was getting kind of uncomfortable and like freaked out, and I knew that he also like went to my gym that I still go frequently, so I was just kind of like weirded out because of all the things he was saying to me. So I ended up just blocking him, and I'm like, no, I'm not dealing with this. Like, you have issues, goodbye. We are not a thing anymore. Guys, this is why when you see relationships on Instagram and it just looks like couple goals, and you're just sitting there and you're single and you're like, wow, I wish I had that. You know what? Sometimes it's not actually how it looks, and that is why Instagram and social media could be so deceiving, because if I just saw his social media and hers, I would think they are the cutest couple ever and they had no issues and they were in love, and yet this guy is literally the biggest player and cheating on her. And I always think, if I'm another person too, who's to say he doesn't have a bunch more girls after me? I'm not no special girl. He definitely must have had, I'm sure, other girls as well that he has cheated on her with or talked to other girls on top of me and her. That is pretty much how it ended, but the story does not end here. There's always clues, hints, or things where I end up bumping into the person again, and it is the most awkward thing. And guys, you aren't gonna believe what happened with Alex after. So Alex and I completely stopped. Thankfully, I like barely saw him at the gym. I avoided him. If I saw him, I was like, nope, bye, I am leaving, or I would go in the girls' room and I'm like, I don't want to see you. This is uncomfortable. But for the most part, I never saw him at the gym, and I don't see him anymore. He doesn't go to my gym anymore, so that's great. But so this is probably over a year later, so definitely well over a year. It's in the summer, or the end of the summer of 2017. At this point, I'm already dating my current boyfriend, Nicholas, and we dated actually for only a couple months. Before I met Nick, actually, Jessica and I, my best friend, we already booked a trip to Greece, and Jess is always in my stories because this girl knows freaking everything when it comes to my dating life, and she's just been there for probably 90% of it. So there's that. But Jessica and I booked this trip to Greece, and I was so excited because I'm actually half Greek. If you guys didn't know, my mom was born in Greece. So going to Greece with my best friend was like a dream come true. So I did have this book before I met Nick. I go to Greece and Jess and I, you know, have our best time ever. It was so much fun. The food, the scenery, everything, the water. I love Greece, and I'm sure you guys know that by all the stuff I post about it. I also did post a travel vlog type diary video, which I'll link above, a little self-promo. We went to Greece for 2 weeks, and when we were coming back, we were flying back home to Toronto. Our flight was so much longer on the way back than on the way there. I believe it was pretty much 11 hours for the flight back, which is so long. And we actually had to fly out in the morning too from Santorini to Athens. So we were on an airplane, I felt like the entire day on and off. So we ended up flying from Santorini to Athens, and then we went on our flight from Athens to Toronto. So this is where the interesting part comes in. So Jess and I actually, we sometimes have a little bit of trouble when flying when it comes to our tummies. Struggle a little bit with motion sickness when it comes to flying. Every single time Jess and I fly, we always take a gravel right before our planes take off. So it was no different. We took our gravel so our tummies didn't hurt, and every time Jess and I take a gravel on a plane, we knock out. Like, we're out cold. No one could wake us. We pretty much sleep through the flight on and off, which is so funny because so many people have so much trouble. And then there's Jessica and I, knocked out, mouths open, drooling because we were just so knocked out. We took our gravel and we were on and off sleeping, like out cold. And I'm telling you, we look like a mess. I'm drooling. I'm literally drooling from sleeping like on the airplane. And all of a sudden I get this tap on my shoulder, and Jess is hitting me to wake me up because someone woke up Jessica. And who's standing right at the beginning of the aisle? Alex. Alex woke up Jessica to wake me up and say, "Oh my God, is that?" And yes, it was me. So Alex woke me up and was like, "Hey, how are you? Like, oh my God, did you go to Greece too?" This guy, I guess, traveled around Europe. He went to Greece, he went to France, I think, in England or something like that. He went to a bunch of different countries in Europe, and his last stop was Greece, so he was flying out from Athens to Toronto. We were on the same flight for 11 hours. On top of that, he was sitting very close to me, right in front, and he was with his girlfriend of 10 plus years. You know, remember the girl that he cheated on her with me? I cannot make this up. I didn't know what to do. I felt so uncomfortable. I was just like, how does this stuff happen to me? What are the chances we're on the same flight? How does this guy have even the guts to come up to me and wake me up and say, "Hey, how are you?" If I was him, I would have just saw me and been like, "Oh crap," and ignore me and not make sure I don't see him. But this guy literally like had the guts to come up to me, wake Jess and I up, which was the perfect opportunity. We were sleeping. You didn't even have to wake us up for what? Just to talk to me. And then the fact that he was with his girlfriend that he cheated on her with me. I remember we landed, and you know, when you get out of your flight, you go to pick up your luggage, and I just remember Jess and I were right across Alex and his girlfriend, and we were both waiting for our luggage, and then thankfully our luggage came first, and you best believe I picked that thing up, whipped it out, and I was like, "Peace out, I'm gone. I hope to see you never again in my life. This was the most uncomfortable thing ever. Goodbye. I am no longer gonna be 5 feet away from you, so let's go." And I remember I just rushed out with our suitcase and left, and it was the most awkward experience ever. What are the chances I bump into him on a flight? So that is how I found out I was the other woman and I got played. Yeah, I got played a lot near this dating time experience. So if you guys want to see more story times like this, thumbs it up, share it with your girlfriends or friends, get it out there. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram if you guys want to be best friends and message me. Let me know your stories, girl, because this happens way too many times to other people in general, and it is the worst. And I just hate games and when people play with other people's emotions. It is the worst, but I hope you guys got some entertainment out of my sad story, and I love you guys so, so much. Don't forget to click that subscribe button to join my YouTube family. I upload every single week, and on that note, I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!